Hi everyone, this game right here on screen is called, I think you say, Etter. A video game that was pitched on Steam's now defunct Steam Greenlight. You may be wondering, why haven't I heard of this? Well, it's because Etter has been in a development cycle since the mid-2010s, I'm sad to say, and for a long time this game has been advertised and pitched as a mix between Dark Souls and Diablo, but I wonder, is that still true to this very day? Is the game's description box still valid to this very day? I mean, you don't know. Did the developers at one point say, no, this isn't gonna work out anymore, let's scrap this and start over? But don't worry everybody, I don't think the developers ever said that. Not to my knowledge anyways. But as far as I know, the developers have never said up front that Etter has been cancelled, or at least not as far as I know, but who knows? I mean, are the developers still developing this mix between Dark Souls and Diablo to this very day? And are the developers ever going to release this after being in development for over 7 years? Move over, Duke Nukem Forever. There's a new kid in town. And by the way, Etter is not even a 3D game. It's not CGI. Based on what I see, Etter seems to be a sprite-based game, and unlike Dark Souls, Etter doesn't put any focus on any character customization or anything like that. To my knowledge, this game is story-based. You cannot customize the protagonist or change her gender. When I first heard of Etter through the now defunct Steam Greenlight back when I was a very young adult, I thought to myself, yeah, this is so great! Now these next generation of talented, young, aspiring video game developers can finally have a chance at being part of the dream. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is so great. Steam and your Steam Greenlight, you guys are heroes. Keep up the good work. Or so I thought back then, but there was an apparent problem with Steam Greenlight at the time. Now, I did explain this in episode 2 of Hero or Villain, Mr. Medicare, but if you already watched that, then fast forward to the appropriate timestamp in the description box below. Steam Greenlight was a very naive idea. Everything about the Steam Greenlight as a whole was very naive, and that thing was very easy to exploit, let me tell you. Back then, some people would steal somebody else's game, like Minecraft, and pose it as their own, in another language, and not in English. By the way, for those that don't know or don't remember Steam Greenlight, it was you could say a place where those who were young and aspiring developers could pitch their idea game to the consumers like yours truly, and the consumers would give that pitched game a vote, favorite, comments, and thumbs ups. And if the game looked promising and passed the Greenlight's popular vote, then Steam would give that highly regarded pitch a chance to be available on the Steam store itself. Hooray! Now, Steam Greenlight is not to be confused with Kickstarter. No, the difference with Steam Greenlight and Kickstarter is that on the Steam Greenlight, instead of giving the developers money, people will, like I said, rate, comment and favorite that potential good game or bad game. The point of Steam Greenlight was to greenlight a game from any small, unknown, young and talented developers who probably could not be employed by any normal means, by any big companies, because those young people lacked experience in the workforce. And so Steam invented Steam Greenlight to give those little guys a fighting chance. Or rather, that is my interpretation of the Steam Greenlight, why I think Steam or Valve wanted the Greenlight to be, from my point of view. But, like I said, the Greenlight didn't work out that way in the end. The Greenlight was so easy to exploit, and some quote-unquote games seemed like half-hearted attempts. There were some good games on the Greenlight, yes, but sadly, those who exploited the system spoke the loudest, I'm sad to report. I know that on paper, Steam Greenlight seemed like a good idea, but in practice, turned out to be dangerous. As for what all of this got to do with Etter is, well, if it wasn't for the community and Greenlight, then these young, independent developers of Etter would never have gotten this much attention, even though the game hasn't even been released yet. Strange, I know. It's like you ask somebody to say thank you to you because you're going to do something nice for them when the time is right, someday, even though you don't know what the nice thing is yet, or what they're talking about. Or in this case, it feels like you gave an award to a video demonstration of a game that is to be, even though the full game hasn't even been released yet. No, to my knowledge, Etter didn't receive any gaming rewards. Not that I've heard of anyways, but anyways, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this sprite-based Dark Souls Diablo hybrid for about 7+ years now. Why hasn't this game been released yet? Where are the announcements? Where are the talks on Discord? And is there a playable Chapter 1 demo somewhere? If I remember correctly, this game was announced in 2015, in the PS4 era, I think, and Etter was meant to be released in 2017, and then delayed to 2018, and then delayed again to 2019, and then nothing. It says on the store TBD, and now, for some odd reason, the game is hidden off of the Steam store, so the only way for you to see Etter is for you to look it up on Google instead, because the game has been unlisted on Steam, it seems. And in my opinion, when you announce a game, the game should be released within, let's say, to be generous, within 14 months. No more, no less. This problem with early announcements is a mistake that I feel Atlus did with Shin Megami Tensei 5 on the Nintendo Switch. Not that I'm going to derail too much from Etter, but Shin Megami Tensei 5 was announced way back in 2017 and then finally released in 2021. And no, in my opinion, I believe Shin Megami Tensei 5 should have been announced or teased in either 2019 or 2020. But so it goes, I guess, when you don't even have 1,000 employees. And as I am in the making of this podvid, I don't actually think that they're even close to that. I don't think that either of these companies even have 500 employees or more than that. I don't think so. But anyways, what I'm really trying to say with this, by comparing SMT5 with Etter to completely different games by completely different companies, what I'm trying to say is, hey, please don't go and, do early announcement of games that aren't even finished yet. Because, to me, this doesn't make any sense. If you're not gonna release that nearly finished game, or rather, that hasn't even been finished yet, next year, then why the early announcement? Why not give the consumers some sort of a demo on the Steam store or on the Nintendo Switch? And would it be too much to ask for a developer's diary on YouTube or anything like that? I mean, why not stay a little bit in touch with the eager consumers? Eager consumers like yours truly. I've been waiting and I've been hyped for Etter since I heard about it back in my early 20s. Are the developers behind Etter really these young and aspiring developers that really wanted to get into the video game development scene? Are these developers legit in every way? Or are they fake? That I do not know. I know nothing because I don't know these people personally. I don't. And you know what mommy and daddy used to tell us when we were kids? Don't talk to strangers because you never know whether they are legit or not. Or something like that. So, but what about the studio behind this future award-winning Diablo Dark Soul hybrid, Etter? Are they legit in every way? And how many employees do they have? 1, 2, 3, or I'm asking because I never heard of this team or studio, and so I have it in my head that they gotta be a tiny closet studio or something. There is no way these guys have been around, for that long. I don't think so. But, there is no need to tell me who they are. Numbers are just fine. But, I actually don't think they even have more than 10 employees. I don't think so. But anyways, I don't have much time left for this PodVid, so as for my closing statement, if there have been any lessons that I've learned during these 7+ years of waiting, is that I will not put my faith and trust and hype in an unknown or little to known unproven devs. This was also the mistake that I did back with No Man's Sky. I am not gonna lie, everybody. I too was one of those people that was so hyped for No Man's Sky without even realizing or knowing who the developers were, or even knowing what No Man's Sky was to begin with. Will I still buy Etter when that game comes out? Maybe, who knows. If the developers still promise that Etter is still a Dark Souls Diablo hybrid kind of a game, then yeah, I will buy it. I will give these guys my money and we'll see. We'll see. As for what else I know about Etter is nothing else. Now, that's all I want to say about Etter. I wanted to talk about this unreleased game that I've been hyped for almost 7+ years or so, and I'm glad that I did, because I don't see anybody else talking about this. But anyways, you take care of yourselves now, today's listeners. You will hear from me again in either next week or next month or so. And bye bye for now.